Many thanks. Many thanks. So, my father used to tell me something that I wanted to share with you. Why do you want to fit inside a glass slipper? Why would you want to fit inside a glass slipper when you could smash the glass ceiling like Cinderella did? I would want to tell you a small secret. I'm not really fond of the phrase breaking the glass ceiling. Why does that irritate me? Because it considers the overall context of my actions. All of my accomplishments and hard work are put in a box, as if my goal was to discover and smash a glass ceiling. Not at all. To be honest, I never intended to destroy or shatter anything. All I wanted was to pursue my aspirations and objectives. I wished to evolve. I wanted to be the greatest possible version of myself. Of course, in Priyanka Chopra style, I wanted to crush and demolish every impediment in my path, which I accomplished. However, this does not imply that the glass ceiling does not exist. Of course it exists. Many women and men, predominantly women, encounter it in their work and personal lives, and I'm sure many of you can attest to that right now. According to the Oxford Dictionary, the glass ceiling is an unrecognized obstacle to promotion in a profession that disproportionately affects women and members of minorities who want to advance above a particular level in a hierarchy. Feminists initially created this metaphor to describe impediments in the careers of high-achieving women. So, given how much I disliked it, why did I choose it as my topic for today? Because I believe that through my experiences, I may provide you with the skills you need to live your dream and avoid the glass ceiling that society, mostly patriarchal, has imposed. I want you to aspire higher because you know you can, and that's really all I did. I did nothing except raise the bar every step of the way. How did I get here? I'm not perfect because I'm tough, courageous, and fundamentally imperfect. Specifically, none of us are. So tonight, I'll attempt to break it down for you in a little different way. I propose the 12 surefire strategies to become Priyanka Chopra. Would you like that? Sorry, I was only kidding. Because as millennials, we dislike being told what to do. This is a small nudge in the correct direction, providing PCs with 12 rules for becoming the finest version of themselves. So, here are a couple of my favorites from the list, okay? There's only one of you, since no one else is like you. And I don't mean the unneeded or superficial bits. I'm talking about your core, who you are within, your values, beliefs, and shortcomings. And once you know who that person truly is, you've made the first step toward discovering your own unique self. That's the best version of you. Who am I really? Often, we deny ourselves the power to imagine beyond our imagination. We do not allow ourselves to consider the future because we are terrified of change. We are hesitant to break away from what is familiar. Either that, or we might be too inflexible at times to allow our dreams to change. Loosen up and shake it off a little bit. Change is the one constant in life, and you can never be too old or experienced to learn something new. Believe you already have all you need to fulfill your ambitions. Brahmstra, be fearless. I knew I wanted to be an aeronautical engineer. What am I now? I am an actress, I am a vocalist, I am an author, I am a producer, I am an artist. How did I get from becoming an engineer to all of this? I made the decisions I wanted for myself. So, my second guideline is to let your dreams soar. Give them wings and become who you want to be just by being courageous. Now, opportunities are another crucial aspect of being courageous. They're quite amusing things, and these possibilities don't come along very frequently. They arrive infrequently, but when they do we recognize them? It is our responsibility to identify and capitalize on these opportunities. I reflect on what I've accomplished and am grateful for the possibilities that have presented themselves. Miss India and Miss World. When I was at Army School in Bareilly, I received my first film offer, my first music single, and the first film I really produced. There was no plan. It was more like the universe directing me towards these possibilities. All I had to do was notice them and work so hard that I took advantage of every opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, this is referred to as driving. It is called ambition. So, no matter where you are in life, rule number 3 states that you have never gotten far enough to pursue new chances. And there's nothing wrong with ambition. Ladies, please listen to me. Now, for those of you who like everything in life, I don't see anything wrong with wanting to have it all. I want everything. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't be afraid to desire more for yourself than you ever imagined possible, as long as you're not causing harm or doing something unlawful. I'll give you a little example. I was shooting the film Dawn 2 a few years ago. You've heard of that, correct? So it was picked to be displayed at the Berlin Film Festival and Berlinale, and my entire crew flew in for the premiere. And that was a really thrilling period. At the same time, I received my first invitation to attend the Grammy Awards in Los Angeles. So now that I was playing music, I had to make a significant decision. Both events were literally one day apart, in entirely separate time zones, Berlin and Los Angeles. My team and everyone around me told me that it could never happen. You must decide what is most important to you. Do you know what I did? In 3 days, I flew from Mumbai to London, then to Berlin, Amsterdam and Los Angeles, then back to Mumbai. I made it happen. Even though I hadn't slept, it only required a little additional makeup, but I was alright. And it is not the first time I've done it. I've done it countless times. Why? I do not want someone to tell me that I cannot have everything. I want to fantasize about anything, and I will have it. So, rule 4, be greedy. Be greedy with your aspirations, be hungry for it, don't live by someone else's standards. We are taught many times in our lives, no female should do this, or you are the oldest boy in the home. Your role is this. This is who you should be. Who will tell you who you should be? Don't allow anyone or any situation to tell you who you are or who you can become. I understand it's much easier said than done. I know this because I've done it. But you must battle for your aspirations because no one else will. I've turned down a lot of responsibilities and chances because they didn't align with what I believed was best for me at the time. So today, my path is entirely my own. It doesn't belong to anyone. My faults and accomplishments are on my own, as is my path. So, rule number 5, don't compromise. Do not give up on your aspirations. Now, who enjoys failing? What? At least 15 people raise their hands. I'm pretty confused about this audience right now. Do you prefer to fail? So I'm not talking to you. I'm speaking to people who despise failure because I despise it as well. It's truly that simple. It takes tubs and tubs of ice cream, Kleenex, tears, drumbazi, my mother, best friends, relatives, and everyone else to make me feel better about it. But one thing is certain, ladies and gentlemen, you will fail. It's just the way it is. And there is nothing you can do to prevent it. What you do thereafter will determine where you go. When I make an investment, thank you very much. When something I've committed my heart and soul to fails, as I do with everything I put my mind to, I don't wallow in self-pity. I roll around in it. I play around in it. I wrap it around my entire body. I can assure you that self-pity is not an attractive sight. My mother, who is sitting right here, has seen it several times. But then I get up, cry a bit, brush myself off, and get right back into life. Because the only way to overcome failure is to go forward rather than ignore, analyze, and learn from it. Always remember that you will never completely appreciate success until you have experienced failure. And believe me when I say it tastes like trash. So, rule 6, fail, fail again, and rise like a phoenix. What is life if it does not include some risk? No, I am not an adrenaline addict. I'm not saying you should go on roller coasters or anything. I've always felt that taking calculated, educated risks is necessary for evolution. Because if you haven't properly explored your complete range of possibilities, you will constantly be stuck. People have written me off countless times over my career. Sometimes they disagreed with my decisions. When I played a negative role in my debut film, 8 Ras, I was warned I'd be a vamp and no one would cast me as a heroine. When I took on a female-centric film, Fashion, very early in my career, I was informed that was not the norm. When I signed on to a US TV program at the peak of my Indian cinema career, the risks were enormous, the stakes were high, and the consequences might have been, to say the least, career-ending. Thank goodness they weren't, and I'm still here in front of you. I really thank God. I am not sure what will happen next. But as of today, I can conclude that the risks and gambles were worthwhile. Do you know why? Because I backed up those risks 100%. So, rule 7, be brave and take these chances. Friends, family, co-workers, and those around us have the most important impact on our achievements. So you must make a sensible decision. Rule number 8, surround yourself with individuals who will not stab you in the back. Who is using social media now? Who uses social media? Raise your hands. Yes, we like it. I like it. We can raise our hands. Okay, almost everyone. Now raise your hands if you've ever been disturbed by, say, a negative comment on an image, a Facebook liking, or something you posted. And sometimes you simply think, why do people have to be mean? Yeah. So, there are a lot of you, correct? Guys, please allow me to tell you this. No matter what you accomplish, someone will always be dissatisfied. Always. It's easy to become confused between the voices that genuinely matter and the thoughts of nameless people writing behind the anonymity of what the web has to offer. Especially in this day and age of social media, they don't matter. So, rule number 9, you can't please everyone all the time, and the greatest favor you will all do for yourself will be to laugh at yourself and your conditions. Take a moment to cherish each and every day of this weird thing called life. And this is my most crucial rule number 10. Don't take yourself too seriously. We are not producing rockets. Okay, settle down and have fun. And simply appreciate the magnificent trip that has been set before us. I do that. In the meantime, hello. I am still here and will not go. Just 2 rules remain. In my experience, being nice, sympathetic, and human is not all that difficult. You will never know someone else's entire story, so don't rush to judgment. My mother, who is here with the rest of my family tonight, says the entire first row is currently dominated by Chopra and Akori. When I was very little, she told me that there would always be someone less fortunate than you. So, give back whenever possible. There's a big reason I founded my foundation. I speak up for UNICEF, Girl Up, and other issues because we only have one world, and we need to repair it, and it starts with us. So that's rule number 11, give back. Finally, don't forget where you came from. It actually identifies you. So I am a proud Indian and the army's daughter. I am the daughter of 2 physicians with a middle-class background and enormous families, whom I adore on both sides. We've seen both good and horrible times. We've experienced trials, heartache, happiness, and despair. But it's these experiences that have shaped me into the person I am today. And I wear it with pride every day, everywhere I go. Finally, but certainly not least, rule number 12. Never forget your roots and where you come from. I hope you take some of what I've shared with you today and enter the new year with a fresh outlook on life, beginning 2018 as feisty, courageous, and imperfect. Yes, that is it. That's it. I read this somewhere and it resonated with me. I hope it does the same for you. Life's journey is not to arrive at your cemetery site safely and in a well-preserved corpse, but to skid in sideways, fully worn out, and say, holy shitty, what a trip. That's how I want to go. So, to summarize this fantastic trip, I stand before you now, weathered by life but joyful and ready to achieve much more. I will meet you on the other side. Namaste.